African news update on top Accolade News. Around the world tonight, politics, power, and people's lives hangs in the balance, from treason trials in Congo to a fatal crash shaking Ghana's cabinet, to food, fuel, and even music that define who we are. These are the stories shaping our time. The headlines: prosecutors seek death penalty for ex-DRC President Joseph Kabila. Ghana launches probe into fatal Air Force helicopter crash. Zimbabwe reimposes maize import ban. Egypt expands Zohr gas field with new wells. We begin in Central Africa, where a political storm is brewing in Kinshasa as prosecutors seek death penalty for ex-DRC President Joseph Kabila. Military prosecutors in the Democratic Republic of Congo have demanded the death penalty for former President Joseph Kabila, tried in absentia on treason charges over alleged link to Rwandan-backed M23 rebels accused of atrocities in eastern DRC. Kabila, who denies the accusations as arbitrary, has dismissed the trial as political persecution, while opposition leader Moise Katumbi called it a cynical maneuver to silence rivals. In a nation long scarred by conflict, justice risks becoming just another weapon of war. While Congo wrestles with courtroom battles, Ghana is confronting a tragedy of its own, one that fell from the skies, as Ghana launches probe into fatal Air Force helicopter crash. Ghana's Ministry of Defense has begun investigation into the August 6 Z9 helicopter crash in Ashanti region that killed 8 people, including Defense Minister Edward Umemboama and Environment Minister Ibrahim Motala Mohammed. A board chaired by National Security Coordinator DCOP Abdul Osman Razak will work with the Air Force, Civil Aviation Authority, and U.S. investigators with power to call local and international experts. As scrutiny falls on the safety records of China's Z9 helicopters, this tragedy is a stark reminder that weak skies can ground even the strongest governments. From the skies over Ghana to the fields of Zimbabwe, the focus shifts from aviation tragedy to an agricultural turnaround, one that may not be as secure as it seems, as Zimbabwe reimposes maize import ban. Zimbabwe has reinstated a ban on maize imports after a strong harvest, with improved rainfall and state-backed schemes leaving the country able to meet its 1.8 million metric tons demand, Agriculture Secretary Obajiri said. While the surplus marked a turnaround from last year's drought-driven shortages, analysts warn that climate change still threatens long-term stability. Today's surplus is tomorrow's gamble. Zimbabwe's food security hangs on the sky. From Zimbabwe's harvest bounty to Egypt's deep reserve, the continent's fortune hinged not just on rainfall, but also on the resources buried beneath its soils and seas, as Egypt expands Zohr gas field with new wells. Egypt's Petroleum Ministry announced drilling at 3 new wells in the Zohr gas field this financial year, while the Zohr 6 well has already added 65 million cubic feet per day to output. Discovered by Eni in 2015, Zohr's production had fallen below its 2019 peak, but expansion aimed to revive capacity. With 30 trillion cubic feet in reserves, Zohr remains Egypt's energy crown jewel, yet even jewels lose their shine without sustained investment. You're watching the African News Update on Top Accolade News. Just stay with us. Still to come. Thanks for staying with us. Shifting from energy to employment, South Africa is warning its young women that not all opportunities are what they seem, as South African government warned young women against dubious Russian job offers. South Africa has cautioned young women against viral social media recruitment drives after influencer Cyan Uji promoted a START program in Russia targeting women aged 18 to 22. Amid allegation, recruits end up in drone factories linked to the Ukraine war. With youth unemployment fueling desperation, authorities fear exploitation masked as opportunity. This is not just about jobs, it is about lives being weaponized under the guise of fresh starts. From the perils of employment exploitation in South Africa to a health crisis in Botswana, the region faces challenges that put lives and livelihood at stake as Botswana declares public health emergency. Botswana has declared a public health emergency as President Duma Boko announced a €13.8 million emergency fund to tackle shortages of essential medicines and equipment worsened by a diamond market slump and US aid cuts. With debt exceeding $1 billion, hospitals face critical shortages of cancer drugs, HIV and TB treatment, forcing suspension of non-urgent surgeries. UNICEF has warned of dire risk for children as malnutrition persists. While military trucks began distribution, Health Minister Dr. Stephen Modise insists the crisis is surmountable. This is not just a health emergency. It is a test of Botswana's resilience against a system stretched to the breaking points. On a gloomy note in entertainment, juju music veteran Alhaji Ahuja Bello dies at 83. Nigerian juju legend Alhaji Ahuja Bello, famed for hits like Awati Danfo and Aria Tide, died on Monday at 83, just a day after marking his birthday. Rising to prominence in the 1970s alongside King Sunny Ade and Ebenezer Obey, Bello's energetic style and international reach, including the 1979 London recording and friendship with Bob Marley, cemented his legacy. His passing closes a golden chapter in juju music, but his rhythm will echo far beyond his lifetime, prove that true legends never fade, they resonate. Coming down to our final story in sports, Morocco set for CHAN semi-final clash with Senegal. Morocco advanced to the 2024 CHAN semi-finals after a 1-0 quarter-final win over Tanzania, maintaining a perfect record of 4 victories and eyeing a third final appearance after 2018 and 2020. The Atlas Lions have netted 9 goals while conceding just 3. Facing defending champions Senegal and Morocco carry history, form and momentum, proving once again that in African football, consistency is the sharpest weapon. From treason charges to tragedy, from harvest to health, from music to the beautiful games, this story reminds us that nations are tested not just by crisis, but how fast they rise when they fall. That's our editorial voice tonight, clear, unflinching and human. I am Ojorumi Okocha. Thank you for watching. Do stay informed, stay safe, and join us again for more news shaping Africa and the world. Do have a wonderful day and keep watching the African News Update on Top Accolade News.